Zhang Lan is an ordinary company employee. She has recently moved into a new apartment. Although this room is a little old, but the price is cheap. The transportation is also convenient. So Zhang Lan is not too meaningful. However, on the first night she moved in, Zhang Lan felt something different. Whenever she walked into the toilet, she felt a chill rise up her spine, as if there were a pair of eyes staring back at her. At first, she thought it was just an illusion, but as time went on, the feeling grew stronger. One night, Zhang Lan came home from work and went to the toilet as usual. When she turned on the light, she was horrified to find that on the mirror of the toilet, there was a bright red bloody handprint. She immediately rushed out of the toilet and sat trembling in the living room. Zhang Lan tried to console herself that it was probably just a prank. Over the next few days, however, bloody handprints kept appearing on the toilet mirrors, walls and doors, and more, giving him the creeps. Zhang Lan began to wonder if something terrible had happened to the house. He asked around, but none of the neighbors knew anything about the house's past. In order to find out the truth, Zhang Lan decided to invite a priest. When the minister entered the house, his face became very serious. He told Zhang Lan that the aura of this house is very different, and there may be some evil hidden. When Zhang Lan heard this, she was even more afraid. She asked the priest to help her solve the problem. The priest promised to do his best, but it would take some time. In the process of waiting for the priest, Zhang Lan's life becomes more and more strange. She often hears strange sounds in the middle of the night, sees the apparitions appear around her. She begins to feel that her mental state is also affected. The mood becomes worse and worse. Finally, when the priest was ready, he went through a series of rituals and ordinances in the house. However, despite the smooth progress of the ceremony, the bloody handprints did not disappear. The pastor told Zhang Lan that he could only do so much, and that to solve the problem completely, she needed to find the root cause. He advised Ms. Zhang to look for the house's previous tenant. Maybe they know something important. After efforts, she finally found the contact information of the former tenant, and he asked the former tenant to meet and ask about the house. The tenant told her that the house had been the scene of a mysterious death, and a woman had committed suicide in the toilet long ago. Her blood ran all over the toilet. Since then, strange things have been happening in this house. After Zhang Lan listened, her heart was full of fear and doubt. She did not know whether the legend was true, but he felt that he had fallen into a spiral of terror that could not escape. Just as Zhang Lan was in despair, she suddenly received a mysterious phone call, and a deep male voice came from the other end of the phone. The man told him on the phone until find out the real reason why women kill themselves to get away from all this. Zhang Lan decided to listen to the mysterious man's words, began to investigate the woman's life and background. With some effort, she gradually unravels a shocking mystery. It turned out that the woman had not committed suicide, but had been murdered, and her death was linked to a dark past. While the secret has been hidden in this house, Zhang Lan finds herself getting closer to the truth. But at the same time, she also felt a powerful force stopping her. Whenever she comes close to finding a key clue, something bizarre happens that throws her investigation into a tailspin. Just when Zhang Lan was about to give up, she found a diary in a corner of the toilet, and the diary's owner was the dead woman, which recorded the bits and pieces of her life and the terrible fate. Zhang Lan read the diary like a treasure. Her heart beat faster and faster. When she finally read the last page, there was a look of amazement on her face. Turns out, the woman was murdered by her husband. An elaborate plot was devised to compete for the family fortune. The murder was made to look like a suicide. Zhang Lan was shocked to realize that there was more behind the secret. She decided to go public with the truth and get justice for the dead woman. However, just as she is about to act, she receives the mysterious phone call again. The mysterious man warns her that her life will be in danger if she goes public with the truth. Zhang Lan is caught in a dilemma. She does not know what to choose. And finally she decides to face it bravely. For the sake of justice and the dead woman, she must uncover this side. Zhang Lan gave the diary to the police and helped them with their investigation. With the deepening of the investigation, the real culprit gradually came to light, and the evil husband was finally brought to justice. After solving the case, Zhang Lan thought it was all over. However, when she returned home, the bloody handprints in the toilet had not disappeared, and she felt a chill rush through her heart. She wondered if the terrible curse had really been lifted.